And representing Australia, let's welcome Matthew Ebden, accompanied by the Australian Davis Cup captain, Pat Rafter.
So getting ready for the second singles match this afternoon. A little bit of sunshine coming through onto Pat Rafter Arena. 28 degrees, going to be a little bit warmer on the weekend. And as Todd Woodbridge said, it's certainly a big moment for this team this weekend in the absence of Leighton Hewitt for all to stand up. Mariko Matosevic in the doubles with Chris Gucciani tomorrow, and Matthew Ebden, who's had a couple of very good years on the ATP World Tour. Looking to get Australia off to the perfect start this afternoon. Bernard Tomic already in the change rooms, having a shower as we speak, I imagined. A little bit of media. Winning his match in straight sets. And a very different style of player, isn't he, Matthew Ebden, to Bernard Tomic. Most are, Pete.
This is quite a unique game from Bernard Tomic, but looking forward to seeing Matty Ebden back on home soil again. Very comfortable on this surface, but Suk-Young Jeong is the player he's up against, and again for Matty and the Australian team, another largely unknown quantity.
Yeah, just to give you a little idea of what Matt's been doing since he played in Geelong. He of course went to San Jose, he's been to Memphis, Delray Beach, Indian Wells, and also Miami. Indian Wells, certainly the biggest tournament, made the fourth round there. Got through a couple of matches in qualifying. Eventually lost to John Isner, 6-4, 7-5. Second round in San Jose. Lost to a tough three-setter in qualifying in Memphis. And went down to Dennis Easterman at Delray Beach. But certainly the effort at Indian Wells got plenty of publicity back here in Australia. And as he has done for all his career.
Suk-Young Jeong started his career in Davis Cup by BNP Paribas in 2011 in a Group 2 quarterfinal tie against Syria, and also played in a Group 1 quarterfinal first-year tie against Taipei. On the ATP Tour this year, he went through to the round of 16 at a challenger event in China, and in 2011 he made it through to the round of 16 at tournaments in the United States, in South Korea, and also in Taipei. Proudly representing Korea here on centre court, let's welcome Suk-Young Jeong. Matthew Ebden began his Davis Cup career in February of this year in a Group 1 tie against China in Geelong in Victoria. On the ATP World Tour this year, he went through to the round of 16 at Indian Wells in San Jose and at the Sydney International. And in 2011, he was a quarter-finalist at the Masters event in Shanghai, and also a quarter-finalist here at the Brisbane International on Pat Rafter Arena. Proudly representing Australia, let's welcome Matthew Ebden. And in the chair for our second singles encounter on the first day of the Davis Cup by BNP Paribas, we welcome from Australia, Abhaya Pathi.
So Matthew Ebden warming up as we speak, and just a good guy on the ATP Tour. We've spoken to him many times, Pete, off air and on air. He's a guy who handles himself very, very well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's quite down to earth, and really that breakthrough as Craig ran through all of his results. And the big one there was the Shanghai Masters, the quarterfinals there, which was a great performance in that big series event, and that's really what gave him that huge ranking spike towards the end of last year. And it's followed up with consistent results through. He had round of 16s in there, quarterfinals, good results up here, the Brisbane International.
3 minutes.
But a big task for the man from Korea. Ebden's ranking sitting at 78 at the moment. Suk-Young Jeong, 728 in the world. As you heard from Craig, spending most of his time on the Challenger and Future circuit, but again, coming into this with nothing to lose and really wanting to be at the top of his game, really want to get off to a good start. We'll have seen what happened with Bernard Tomic. He's be looking to make an impression early.
Certainly. And leading this Korean team on the weekend. Of course, South Korea without a number of their top-ranked players, so the responsibility resting on this young man's shoulders.
2 minutes.
Born in Busan in Korea, where they do play a Challenger event on a yearly basis. Years of age, not too far away from his career high singles ranking, actually slashed more than 430 places in his doubles ranking last month to record his highest double standing of 764. So it is a long climb, but maybe a young man who's certainly got plenty of time on his side, only 18 years of age, that we might be hearing a little bit more of in the future. With us here on tennis.com.au. Hope you're enjoying the pictures from Pat Rafter Arena. We're here right across the weekend. Doubles action tomorrow and the reverse singles on Sunday. And Australia, of course, playing for a place in September's World Group Playoff. If they can get through here successfully on the weekend with the opponent to be determined.
One minute.
Good crowd in as well, enjoying the sunshine here in Brisbane. It's a great time of year around the Easter period. Autumn really starts to kick in, the last of summer. Those colder winter months, but it's always reasonably warm up here in Brisbane. Just the chance of a shower expected in the forecast, but we're going to see any rain this afternoon.
Yeah, when we speak glowingly, Pete, of this arena that was built 3 or 4 years ago, and it obviously holds a world-class event in the Brisbane International, but just the city of Brisbane as well has gained more notoriety over the years as a place to come and visit. They certainly love their sport.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Queenslanders, as they're affectionately known.
First ball tie-break, final set advantage. Australia won the toss and chose to serve.
So it's paid off for the Fanatics. That beach ball is...
Well, it's been keeping the crowd entertained in between matches.
Now, would you dare to do that?
No.
Just get the rig out?
No, not going to happen. But we saw... sure it was that fellow, but someone who painted themselves up during the tie in Geelong. Was keeping the fitness up as well, keeping the crowd entertained. And trying to educate the crowd on the chanting as well. Gonna have fun washing that off.
First set.
Just to prepare for tomorrow, load up for tomorrow as well. Matthew Ebden to get us underway. Second of our singles rubbers.
Well, starts beautifully with the ace. Pace on it, but great placement to start.
Nice little move at the nets from Jeong.
15 all.
Aggressive start from Ebden as well.
30-15.
But with this Korean side, they prefer the hard courts. So they're quite comfortable on this surface. Just able to take advantage of the backhand slice. Matty Ebden there. Jeong not able to dig it out.
40-30.
Appears to be quite flat from the back of the court. I can assure you the match is going well, but not that well. It's not match point. The opening game of this second singles rubber. Nice bit of serve volley work as well from Ebden. It's an impressive start, opening game of the match.
First game.
He's got a great work ethic, Matthew Ebden. You go back 2 or 3 years ago when we were hearing about his name, and he's ranked in the 200s, 300s from WA. And things just started to happen. Obviously players peak at different ages. He's been a bit of a later developer. Bernard obviously having a real impact at only 18, 19 years of age, whereas Matthew Ebden's 24 and 23, 24 playing his best
Suk-Young
tennis.
Jeong representing Korea to serve.
So that slice being an effective weapon here for Ebden. We've seen a couple of times he's thrown it in. Struggling a little bit with the change of pace is Jeong.
30-15.
That's a clever volley. Cut under the ball, that one. Speaking of shots, it's a very nice one on your screen as well.
Just enjoying life. Yeah, he's got all parts of the court covered, hasn't he, Matthew Ebden?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the butterfly for a second
Well,
there.
that too, yeah.
Jeong no doubt will be feeling a little bit nervous. So he's had a bit of a wait this afternoon.
30-40.
The time of the day where it starts to get a little bit tricky here at Pat Rafter Arena because you've got the sun creeping across the court. It's a mixture of sunshine and shadow.
Advantage Korea. Deuce.
Having to press again, Jeong will force Ebden
Advantage
into that
Australia.
open court.
He always puts a good ball back into play, Ebden. He's able then to sort of reset himself really quickly. Looks comfortable, the back of the court, looks comfortable coming in. Doesn't make too many errors.
Deuce. advantage, Australia.
So breakpoint opportunity coming up now for Matthew Ebden. It's a long service game here for Jeong.
Deuce.
Well, they've had to get themselves out of some tight situations, the Korean players so far today. Some nice serving.
Advantage, Korea.
Quality from down the line from Jeong.
It's a great shot. Full credit to the South Koreans today. They mightn't leave here without a win today, but they've come up with some great shots.
Love.
Nice little drop shot, nice little change up of pace. Saw Bernard Tomic use that to reasonable effect in the previous match. Cycle through these service games.
Game, Australia.
Short ball back, and he was able to pounce on that very comfortably. So Matthew Ebden, in the blink of an eye, goes out to a 2-1 lead in this opening set.
Australia leads by 2-1.
Adrian Franklin, of course, part of our team here on tennis.com.au, who's out and about. Adrian.
Yeah, well, guys, we talk a lot about tennis being an individual sport, but when it comes to Davis Cup time, it is a team sport. And we've got the team sitting next to Matthew Ebden here and behind him. So we'll start with Pat Rafter, who is just sitting there. You can't quite see him, but he is leading the team, his team captain. And then just behind Matt Ebden there, as we move to the left, you'll see Marenko Matosevic. He's got his back turned, so he'll play doubles tomorrow with Chris Suk-Young, so he's a member of the team. Then we keep moving left, and we've got Catherine Oceania, who also has her back turned. Now, she's the team manager. There she is. She does all the little bits and pieces for the team. She gets them towels, she gets them drinks, she supports them 100%. As we keep moving left, and I'm not too sure who the next two gentlemen are, but if we keep moving left, we've got Ian Prangley right there. Now, he is the physio of the team, the national physio, and we'll keep moving across. We've got Aaron Kellett, the strength and conditioning coach, and we've got the boys, Tanasi Kokonakis, we've got Ben Mitchell, Jason Kubler, Chris Guccione, and then Leighton Hewitt all the way at the end. So he's supporting the team. He's got his black cap on. So it's not an individual sport when it comes to Davis Cup. It is a team sport.
Well, you got an assignment now, Adrian. Try and work out who those other folks are. sure when Craig Willis comes in and has another commentary soon, he'll be able to clear that up for us. But it is a great team environment here, and for these players a good opportunity to get together a couple of times a year to participate in this competition, because obviously we talk about travelling to all points of the globe and Challenger and Futures events, and then the ATP main tour. You don't get a chance to catch up all that often. But it also gives the wider Australian tennis community a chance to get together as well a couple more times during the year, just outside those 4 weeks of the Australian Summer of Tennis.
Indeed, Pete. We had a good time down in Geelong. Beautiful lawn tennis club there in Feb, and up here to Brisbane. But it does look like for the World Group playoff, well, there's a big chance Australia could be playing away, but that to be determined. We've got to get past Korea here first.
Yeah, really nice off the ground from Ebden there.
He's got all parts of the court covered, hasn't he? He's just a good all-round tennis player who you just every time he steps out now, Matthew Ebden, you've got every confidence that he is going to be a big chance to win every match that he competes in. If you look at all his score lines in the last couple of years, even when he's been beaten, you know, it's for example in Indian Wells 6-4, 7-5. They're always deep sets, so he competes.
Gee, we've seen a couple of big grand strokes in this game from Jeong.
Just freeing the arms and
40-15.
got to take advantage of every opportunity to hit a clean winner.
And he's had the chance to settle into the match.
He's going to go down swinging.
2 games off.
And Jeong gets it all square. Pat Rafter Arena on tennis.com.au. It's Australia v South Korea in this Oceania Pacific tie.
Love.
Got there, but just again the heavy ground stroke work from Jeong from the back of the court.
15 all. $30-15. $40-15.
Jeong just looking for an opportunity on the second serve, but great work from Ebden through his service games. See, he wants to move at a quick tempo.
40-30.
It's first for the match.
Game.
Great
Australia.
serve. Great serving down the middle. Ebden holds 3-2. And this the opening set, the singles rubber, the second of the singles rubbers this afternoon. Bernard Tomic with a straight sets win earlier today.
Indeed he was, Pete. Tomorrow, of course, Mariko Matosevic, Chris Guccione representing Australia in the doubles. Both sitting courtside watching this match, along with the rest of the Australian team. Certainly the South Koreans, as we said at the start of the day, we weren't quite sure what they were going to bring to the table. But, I'll tell you what, there'll be a little highlights reel for them to take back tonight. They played some cracking shots, both Cho and Jeong.
Time.
They certainly haven't been blown off the court. And the Phonetics just getting into another little stint here. They all go home after the tennis and just lie down with it. It's just a warm-up for the night ahead, Pete.
Well, the Queensland Reds are playing today at Suncorp Stadium, or later on tonight, so maybe they could just wander over there. Show their support for the home team.
Love 15.
Had to dig out some tough shots. Look there on the backhand side from Jeong.
15 all.
Doing the right thing, really being aggressive, attacking the net. Turn around and go, well, he's not going to make them every single time.
Thirty 15.
Jeong with a big workload across this weekend. He's scheduled to play doubles tomorrow as well. With Jae Min Seo. And then, of course, the reverse singles on Sunday. Looking for the call. Glance up at the lines person as well.
30 all.
Done well to just break down the Jeong serve. We saw in his previous service game, Jeong's previous service game, getting that first serve in, getting the short reply and really able to crush it from the back of the court. He's not had that opportunity. Ebden's just chipped away. He's in himself a break point.
Yes.
Again, it's that slice work from Ebden that's getting the short reply from Jeong. Is that what he uses? It's mainly a defensive shot, but it's worked quite well, the change of pace. That's what I was talking about before. Again, being aggressive, Ebden. He's going to win more points up at the net than loses, and he's putting the pressure back on Jeong to come up with a big pass down the line. Another break point. Talked about the quarterfinals that are going to be happening later on tonight, our time. And some of the players in action for Spain, no Rafael Nadal, David Ferrer leading the team against Austria. Jürgen Melzer leads their team. France, Joe Wilfried Songa and Gail Monfils.
Advantage Korea.
Marty Fish, John Isner in for the USA. That tie, the Monte Carlo Country Club. Very nice venue.
It's a good time to make a quick dash in between.
Well, you can use Craig Willis's private jet.
It's David Knight, back tomorrow for live action with Pat Rafter.
Thomas Verdict and Radek Stepanek. Leading players for the Czech Republic against Serbia. No Novak Djokovic playing for Serbia.
That's a great shot. We have fond memories of Radek Stepanek here in Brisbane, Pete.
Yes, a winner here at the Brisbane International.
He stepped into our commentary box and set of headphones have never been used since. Better say inspired.
Well, it was directly after the match.
It was fresh. Rory interview. It was a good interview actually. But we had to hang the headset out to dry and it's never dried.
Advantage Australia.
So Janko Tipsarevic, Viktor Troitsky leading the team there, and Argentina, Juan Martín del Potro leading Argentina against the Croatian side with Marin Cilic and Ivo Karlovic in there. I mentioned all four ties on clay. First time all four quarterfinals have been played on clay in the history of this fine event.
Deuce.
The sixth game is very much a bit of an arm wrestle.
Next. First service.
Trying to go up the line. Nice to see Jeong able to really flatten out on that backhand up the line.
Game, Korea.
So after a long struggle, faced a couple of break points, Jeong holds all square in the opening sets.
3 games off.
Yeah, a bit like the opening game, Pete, between Bernard Tomic and Yuk Cho. Was tight games, some long games, so well done to the South Koreans. He's certainly thrown down the challenge to Australia.
Now what Ebden will be looking for is a quick service game. See, already into position, ready to serve. But Jeong will take his time. Gobble him up every single time. Just a floating ball. And just beyond the service line, easily put away. Again, Ebden is forced to wait. Bad tactic from Jeong. Just take his time.
Love. Well, if ever you're
going to throw one of those in.
Game, Australia.
So an easy hold for Ebden. 4 games to 3 now in this, the opening set, the second of our singles rubbers here at Pat Rafter Arena today.
By 4 games to 3.
And don't forget to join us, of course, tomorrow for the doubles. We'll be on here from 12:30 Australian Eastern Time. From Brisbane tomorrow. And of course course, on Sunday also for the reverse singles.
Both captain and player looking very relaxed there on the sidelines. Great to have a person like Pat Rafter. Of course, the arena here named after him, but sitting courtside.
Time.
Pat played an exhibition event over in Adelaide in the lead up to the Australian Open, and the host broadcaster had him mic'd up. It was just great to get his insights and how he thinks through a service game, depending on the opponent and the strengths and the weaknesses. And it was great to hear him talk through it as he was actually going through the game.
You would think, Pete, that a Pat Rafter would enjoy a Matthew Ebden, just the whole package and the way he goes about it, from a work ethic point of view, and Pat would enjoy mentoring him and trying to get him to the next level. We're hoping that he might be able to really crack that top 50 this year.
Love 15.
He got close in the last service game, Ebden. So again, Jeong just getting off to a better start here. Just a couple of first serves. That's exactly what he was looking for.
Thirty 15.
He's really able to crank up that serve, and Ebden again with the short reply.
All.
Times that we've seen Jeong actually hit into the net. Had to do it with that short ball.
13-14.
So another breakpoint opportunity here for Ebden. Nicely done. This time he gets the break. Five games to 3 now in this opening set.
Australia leads by 5 games to 3.
Been threatening for a while. And pressure on that Jeong serve. Oh, nicely done. Now he's got that confidence up. Through this service game as quickly as possible.
15 love.
A couple in a row here, just a little bit of focus. You can see 84 miles an hour, all the pace off that second serve. Great when you can follow up with that.
30 all.
Quickly to set points. Nice serve volley point to finish off this opening set. Bit of a struggle. Matthew Ebden gets there though. 6 games to 3.
By 6 games to 3.
The second of singles rubbers this afternoon here at Pat Rafter Arena. And we'll be back with the second set in just a moment on tennis.com.au.
With MLC Tennis Hot Shots, kids are ready for tennis as soon as they can swing a racket. With modified balls, courts and rackets to make things easy, they'll serve, rally and score right away. Visit tennis.com.au today.
Australian Open shop. Doors are open. Let's go shopping. Whoa, the official player towels. I gotta have one. These are the real deal. Sun's a scorcher. Need a hat. Perfect. Balls, balls, and more balls. Something for Mum. Yeah, thanks. Friendly staff. Retail therapy.
Back here at Pat Rafter Arena, and the opening set going to Matt Ebden, 6 games to 3. And Mikado alongside the big event specialist Craig Willis. Very nice to see you. How's your afternoon travelling?
Very well, thank you. Just been enjoying watching the tennis there and seeing Matty Ebden of Australia prevail in the opening set against Jeong of
second set,
Korea.
Korea to serve.
The crowd are right behind Australia, of course, but there's a big
big contingent of Koreans enjoying this match on Pat Rafter Arena. Just floating a little wide there for the Australian. Very relaxed character, Matthew Ebden. I've had a bit to do with him over the years. A lovely fellow. But you wouldn't think that he was playing a Davis Cup match. He's very laid back, I'm sure that it's churning away inside, but he shows no signs of nervousness or tension. Just goes out there and gets on with the job. Right, to look at the Irish if he was Irish, which he's not. But that was, as they say, Dame Fortune attended him there in that particular shot.
Again, going for the drop shots. So many times we've seen it in the course of the tie, even with Bernard Tomic. Been wandering around in between matches, the Korean camp at the moment. Imagine they'd be disappointed they couldn't make more of an impact in that first tie, but also, I guess, encouraged by the form of their player, Cho.
Oh, I think they thought he did a terrific job. And speaking to some of the Australian team, they were also very impressed with the young man. It's probably that this court suited not only Cho, but also Jeong at the moment. They play a lot of tennis on this sort of surface. It's semi-indoors, which would also suit them. And the court is probably of a speed that they would be quite happy with. I know that this court, since it was repaired after the flood, is probably a little slower than perhaps Pat Rafter would have liked. Given it's his arena, I thought he might have had a bit of say in it actually, but it's probably a little slower than the court that was here previously. The Aussies love to play on a fast court or a grass court. Well left.
We have been here at Pat Rafter Arena before when this has been turned into a clay court.
We have. That was most interesting exercise, wasn't it? It was. It looks so different.
Yes, the tie against Japan a couple of years ago. I think there was a time lapse, wasn't there, of the court being made?
Yeah, it's very clever.
Late. Second service.
This is where Ebden was able to make a big impact on the Jeong serve, the second serve.
Game, Korea.
A fair bit of stinging at that forehand from Jeong then. But Ebden scurried across, got back to it.
First game,
second set. Also in the second set, they go to just have a little drink of water and a chat with the respective captains of the two sides. Now, did you sort out who's who in the Australian bench?
We haven't. There were a couple of faces that we didn't recognise that Adrian pointed out to us. We might see if we can get a shot of some of them.
Sure, we can do that.
Help us out, because you know everyone.
I wouldn't go that far.
Full stop, you know everyone.
No, wouldn't go. Well, that's Tony Roach sitting there.
Familiar with Tony.
Marinko Matosevic. There's Aaron, who's the high performance man. We'll get back to that in a moment. So Ebden opening his service account in this, the second set.
15 love.
Might see if our hard-working team behind
Yeah,
the
they are.
scenes here are there. The folks, you'll be able to
That's
help.
David Brooks with the glasses. He's the team doctor from the Adelaide Hills, been with the Davis Cup team, and Angus is sitting on his left. Angus is an old mate of Nukes
30
who
love.
has a large cattle property in far north Queensland, is one of the funniest blokes you'd ever meet.
Very nice.
He is a true character of the Australian bush. They'd just been mustering cattle up there, and they, I think, had 1,200 steers going to the yards, and he said, I'm off to the Davis Cup. So he arrived yesterday, had a chat with him. Haven't seen him for quite some years. A lovely man.
Have you been swapping farming notes?
Oh, absolutely. Talking about how lovely the country looks with the rain that we've all had.
30-15.
He's a typically laconic Australian sort of a character, but a very, very funny man. And a very close friend of the Davis Cup boys, and through his close friendship with Nuke. And that's continued with Pat Rafter. He's been there at many times when Pat was playing Davis Cup for Australia.
And we'll set up nicely for Jeong. We'll get our hard-working production team on that time-lapse of the clay court. The Pat Rafter Arena turning into a clay court.
It'll be in someone's DVD collection sitting in the side pocket of their car somewhere, I'm sure.
Maybe we could get it for tomorrow.
I'm sure our friend Anthony never throws anything out. He'll have something somewhere over the rainbow.
40-30.
Well, the man does own a combi, so clearly he's an exponent of not throwing anything out.
Class act. Something you two would have noticed, because you're both very astute, we have extra ball persons engaged here. See if you can pick them. Oh, bad luck for Matty Ebden.
He set up the point so well.
The fanatics have quietened down a little. As they say, that they fire up. It never fails, does it? If you look at
Except in the last rubber, of course.
Yes, you're looking around now, aren't you? Can you pick them?
We are talking about out on the court, aren't we?
Yes, they're actually on the court.
Ah. Oh, nicely done. We've seen go to that backhand corner so many times, Ebden. Jeong is there. Again, an all or nothing shot.
Advantage, Korea.
Ebden can only turn around and say too good. And I have spotted those extra ball persons. They are right at the outer edges of the court, and I would suspect that would be because of the wall, the BNP Paribas wall. They would be going to grab the tennis balls from the back of the court if they bounce over.
Exactly right. You are a very astute. Or obtuse.
Deuce.
Well done, Matty Ebden. Good serve. Yes, there was another one in the corner just round to the right, and I said, what have you done wrong to be standing here?
You can see it just in the background.
That's it. Just in case the ball does go over, there's quite a gap actually between the hoarding surrounding the court and the wall of the court.
So another breakpoint opportunity here for Jeong.
Advantage, Korea.
On the 12th of April, so his birthday coming up in a few days. It's interesting talking with Ed Hardesty today. The tournament referee is a terribly nice chap, about the tennis situation in Korea.
There it is.
Korea.
2 games to love now in this second set. Good turnaround for Jeong.
Massive turnaround.
Korea
Jeong.
leads by 2 games to
Oh,
love.
good on them. He's played well, he deserves it. In Korea, a number of their top players are contracted to large Korean corporations, so they play an interleague, if you like. So Product A will have 3 or 4 players contracted to them. Product B will have another 3 or 4 of the top players. So they play a lot of their tennis internally in Korea, representing those companies. So they may not be competing on the ATP tour as much, but they are competing very well within Korea for those particular companies.
Again, Ebden wrong-footed at the nets. The Korean team out of their seats for that one. I imagine those players playing in those leagues would make a nice living as well.
A nice little earner, but the thing is that they are an unknown quantity. I think Ben Mitchell has played Jeong before in either a future or challengers tournament, but because it's quite a lucrative business to stay at home and play, that we don't see them on the world stage that much. So it's no surprise to me that they're putting up such a good showing here against our boys, or the Australian team. See on the shirt of the Korean a particular company that would be his sponsor, and should they win, we all remember Hyun Tak Lee
Yes.
won the Sydney event. His company then equalled and matched the prize money that he'd won
15-all.
for winning an
Fantastic.
ATP event.
That's great. Well, Hyun Tak Lee pretty much dragged Korea into the world group back in 2008. They did fall the first round, but still an amazing effort to get there. Been such a long time. 1987 was the previous time.
So not to be dismissed as easy beats, as we're seeing now on centre court in this match between Jeong and Maddie Ebden. Man Adrian out and about. We'll be crossing to him shortly. I've seen him with the Davis Cup Foundation. He's been with the Fanatics.
He's even got into costume for the Fanatics, although he reliably informs me that he actually brought his own uniform to sit in with the Fanatics.
It's tough in Fanatic land. So 30-15, 2-love to Jeong.
He's been made to work hard, Ebden here, and just going back to talking about the setup of Korean tennis, it's a little insight to some of these countries that don't have top level players playing consistently on the ATP tour, but they are still getting out there and playing tennis in so many nations. You ran through the list before. The only nation I think was Antarctica, wasn't it?
Well, we're forming the new
Yes.
Antarctica tennis.
How was that going?
There's been meetings this afternoon upstairs. The new president, Brett Phillips. We've had one nomination for secretary. Peter Mercado. Wild swing there.
I have a feeling he was nominated by Brett Phillips.
Correct, and me. I have given myself the title of International and Roving Ambassador for the... That should give me a seat at the Olympics, I thought, anyway. Probably give me a seat on the IOC board, but not on the committee.
30-40.
Break point opportunity for Ebden here.
Somebody said, what colours would the team wear? I said, be all white.
Game, Australia.
So, bit of assistance from the nets, but Ebden breaks back 2-1 in this second set to Korea.
Leads by
And
2
Adrian
games.
Franklin is out and about. Where are you, Adrian?
Well, I'm right up here in the wings of Pat Rafter Arena. You can see me walking straight down. We've spoken a lot about this arena. We've spoken a little bit about the floods that ravaged Brisbane last year. So it was in January of 2011 that the floods came in. They not only destroyed a huge number of houses in the community, but they destroyed a number of sporting facilities, and Pat Rafter Arena was one of them. There were a lot of images going around on the internet where you'd see the water was covering the net. It was actually almost as high as the umpire's chair right throughout here. So obviously that caused a huge amount of damage, but the government put in a lot of money to get this event and this stadium back up and running. The Brisbane International is the main event in January, so that ran this year after the floods of last year. There was a huge amount of damage behind the scenes as well. So all of the area where our commentary team is and our production team behind the scenes, all of it was seriously damaged. So a lot of the players got behind it. Andy Roddick was one who actually put some money in himself to fix up the court out here. There are 23 courts in total outside of this main stadium as well. So all of those, we've got grass courts, clay courts, they all had to be refurbished. So it's a testament to the community here in Brisbane that we're back and we're running the Davis Cup here today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Adrian. Nice work again from Ebden at the net, but to put that into perspective, Craig, I mean, we see it because we're here and commentating, but if you're wherever you're watching us around the world, you can see where the umpire's chair is. That was where the water came to. That was the height there, so you can see
It was remarkable.
the players are there, and it only happened a couple of days after the tournament had finished.
I finished here on the Sunday afternoon, and by Tuesday this place was awash. In fact, Brisbane was awash, as I'm sure you're well aware.
Yes.
They showed us photos on the Monday as the water started to seep up under the centre court here. Oh, Jeong with a blistering cross-court forehand. That's the see the stairs? They're not stairs onto the chair. They're the high water mark.
Yes. You can see right up to the top of the chair was submerged. That's finishing in off that short ball from Ebden. But it was just amazing to see, and the tournaments, and it was such a great tournament up here, and then that happened, and the rebuilding work pretty much as soon as the water went down, working hard along with many parts of Brisbane, Queensland. It's nice work from Ebden. He's reading the game well now. We're back square in this second set.
2 games all.
Much better feeling from the Australian perspective. Two very good shots there from Ebden. The cross-court forehand which dropped very short. Jeong came in on that, and then Ebden saw that he had the entire backhand court at his disposal, and you could see Pat Rafter agreeing with me. So Matthew Ebden has been around on the circuit for a long time, but only his second Davis Cup appearance for Australia, making his debut in February against China in Geelong. That lovely tie that we had there of the Davis Cup by BNP Paribas.
They're gearing up for the Tennis Victoria pennant season, which starts in a couple of weeks' time.
15-30.
Which club are you representing this year?
St Mary's, Greensborough.
Oh, really? They've
I am.
drafted you, have they?
Thought I'll have a go this year.
What about your partner in crime over there?
Still to be determined.
Hasn't signed the Form 4 yet.
You've got more chance of playing for Antarctica.
Well, it's a big chance. I'll just have to represent the Antarctica Davis Cup Federation at most worldwide events, ITF meetings, etc. I know you chaps won't mind. I'll let you hold fort.
That's all right. You can go off and represent us there. I'm sure between the two of us we could handle all of your many engagements back here in Australia.
Would you mind? Hang on. I might be leaving something open there. But, I've had emails that said, where would you base yourself? I said, well, there's plenty of bases. There's Mawson base, Scott base. There's an Italian base down there. Is it a sound idea? I said, yes, it is. There's McMurdo sound. Oh, we have no trouble at all.
Just missing the baseline.
Just came on that a little bit too early.
The ITF, I believe, would be recommending that you play your home ties indoors.
Because we only have a matter of a very short window in which to play tennis in Antarctica. It's about 13 hours. The one thing is, at times of the year you don't need lights.
Game.
So good hold from Jeong on serve in this second set.
Korea leads by
What surface would you play on, taking this one step further?
Would shave the ice down to a court. So it's a new surface, not clay, not hard court, ice.
Certainly would suit the Australians to be quick.
Absolutely.
So don't forget tomorrow the doubles from 1 o'clock local time.
Oceania and Marinko Matosevic named at this stage to represent Australia in the doubles.
There's always some flexibility within the squad that's been named.
1 hour before the match.
Yes, to make the final call on that. But listening to Todd Woodbridge earlier with Adrian talking about the makeup of the team, I suspect that Marinko will get an opportunity to play. But obviously they'll make that decision tonight and tomorrow morning.
Playing with a very experienced man in Oceania.
Time.
In fact, since we've formed the Antarctica Tennis Federation and we're now part of the Davis Cup by BNP Paribas, there is a meeting I need to go to next week. Monte Carlo. But I'll be representing us with great pride. That's followed by some meetings in London and then Sweden. But I should be back in time for the Olympics.
15 love.
Down the centre from Ebden.
Coming back to London for the Olympics.
Well, there's a meeting there before it, of course. It's very busy. Yeah. Not sure if I can handle the presidency at this early stage. Just, I think Antarctica feels left out. It's 123 nations. I like a nice even number.
Yeah, nice work inside our forehand. Sorry, practicing that before the first rubber. The teams were out here and an opportunity to warm up on Pat Rafter Arena. Nail them almost every time.
Easy service game here from Matty Ebden. See, one of the ball boys out there and I had an interesting exchange during the Brisbane International. Did I tell you that story?
You have actually.
I thought I might have.
And a good hold, 3 games all.
Well, if I've told you, do you want to hear it again? I should explain that I was standing near the doorway where the players come out during the Brisbane International, introducing some players, and was hit by a tennis ball, which hurt. And this young ball boy was standing next to me. I said, your whole aim in life, young man, is to not worry about the players. It's to protect me from any balls that may come in my direction during the warm-up, particularly during the serve. And he looked at me and sort of thought, is he serious? And I turned around and said, do you know where court 15 is? Because if you let one hit me, that's where you'll be headed to. And he thought I was serious. I was. Anyway, we've become pretty good mates. I said, no, it's all right, mate. It's an occupational hazard when I'm standing out there on the court to be hit by the old Wilson flying through the air at 1,000,000 miles an hour and hitting you in the knee or above.
Yes, of course, your position on the court has changed slightly with the reconfiguration.
After Adrian's little piece on the floods, yes, we're sort of a little bit wider onto the tram lines of the court, if you like. Now, an early moment of opportunity for Matty Ebden.
15 all.
Again, that first serve working well for Jeong. Thing is to hold serve, but he's relying on that first serve, working the angle, getting Ebden to move out of position. Nice work, good touch.
A drop volley there at the net.
And if there needs to be any change to the lineup tomorrow, then the way Matty Ebden's volleying at the moment, then he would probably be the first consideration for Pat Rafter should they need to make a change tomorrow. But he's in super form at the net.
We're crossing to Adrian very shortly. He's on the prowl yet again. I won't tell you where he's going to be, but Brett Phillips is actually doing his hair. What's left of it.
Ooh, yes, finding the line again. So now breakpoint opportunities for Ebden.
15-40.
Waiting for the fanatics to give us a let's go, Matty. What tune that was. New competition, we could be running Name That Tune. Half the time I don't think the fanatics know what tune that they're actually belting out.
Put that into the same segment as the secret sound. That was a smart serve, and the second ball from Jeong kicking out wide.
13-40. 30-40.
It's still a break point.
Plenty of light in the stadium still, and of course, unlike many venues where we've played the Davis Cup by BNP Paribas, we have lights and we can go all night. I'd like to be in bed by 8 o'clock, but you blokes might have other ideas.
Pushing too hard. Well done, Ebden.
A lot of long rallies in this match. That was a beauty, but Matthew Ebden emerging victorious. Now, I think
4 games to 3.
4-3. I think Adrian's about. Where are you, old boy? Well, I can hear him, but we can't see him, so he must be somewhere about. There's Pat sitting there. He's got the towel over the knees. Matthew Ebden enjoying a quiet drink. Looking back to Adrian shortly. Apparently he's that far down in the bowels of the building that
We're too busy constructing our set out the back there.
they've lost him.
Yes. Might be constructing the deal or no deal set. He might be ready a quiz show out there for all we know.
I'll get to him shortly.
But that is an important break for Ebden. It's down early in this second set, but managed to turn it around. He's really grinding it out.
There's another young man I see in the crowd with a hat just between Marinko Matosevic and Tony Roach. His name is Elvis.
Oh, with the sunglasses, the yellow
Yes, that's
sunglasses
him.
there.
That's him. That is former Wimbledon and Australian champion player Liz Smiley's son.
Fantastic.
Elvis. And a very nice young chap he is too. It was a funny story. Liz went to Sydney for one of the Tony Roach's daughter got married. They stayed at the hotel down there they prefer in Sydney, and Elvis was only a little boy, and he's running along the side of the pool, and Liz is sitting in the chair going, "Elvis, stop running, Elvis, stop there." And a very pretty woman on the other side of the pool pulled down her sunglasses and glared at her. And it was Priscilla Presley.
True story?
True story.
Wow.
Would I lie?
Never.
Never.
30, look.